Neuromancer is written by William Gibson. The book is critically acclaimed and is the sole reason Cyberpunk 2077 exists. Upon reading most of this book, I can notice the similarities between the two, most notably with the book's world building. Neuromancer has that same gritty feel that Cyberpunk was trying so hard to give off, but it ultimately fell flat. And speaking of, I could not get myself into this book, unfortunately.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Neuromancer is a heavy book. Not in its page length, it's only 271 pages, but I mean that I really struggled to follow what was going on in this book. I got up to chapter 5 and I was completely lost. I read chapter summaries and still I couldn't correctly follow the story. However, the weird thing is about this book is that I enjoyed reading it despite me not knowing a single fucking clue what was going on. On surface, the story is rather simple. There's a group of mercenaries working for an AI who is trying to break free. Somewhere along the way though, things get way too muddy. And I mean way too muddy. You see, Gibson has some impeccable prose, but it's a real struggle to get through properly. The way he writes, it almost feels at a non-fiction level due to the amount of detail he puts in his words. Everything in this world feels real. I just couldn't keep up. Now, is that due to the genre? Maybe. But I think I have found my problem with the genre. I believe that my personal taste in Cyberpunk comes in smaller bites than the rest. What do I mean? Well, in Upgrade I particularly enjoyed the simplicity of the story told. In The Ascent, I also enjoyed the story, but felt like certain mechanics could be improved. So why couldn't I finish Neuromancer? I think that's because the stories that I have seen are too overbearing for my liking. Blade Runner, Cyberpunk 2077, Akira, Ghost in the Shell, they all overwhelm me as a viewer with their convoluted story. I don't need long-winded philosophical monologues about how the big bad is going to kill our main hero repeatedly, and I also don't need a simple premise to feel like it's a slog to get through. On paper, Neuromancer is normally a slam dunk for me, but ultimately it just fell completely flat. Therefore, I give it 2 stars out of 5. Cyberpunk is cool. It's unique. There's no questioning that. I just think my personal taste of what it should be is that the genre should stick to telling the simplistic stories of these weird and obnoxious characters in a vast and open world, but without it trying to be a convoluted nightmare for the consumer. Thank you.